Hello and welcome. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day. John is the first one in the chat. What's going on? Appreciate the good luck, brother. Thanks for being here. Much love. All right, so here's the plan. I'm going to grind out a pin chest right here on my Bushwhackers account. Then at some point, I'll jump in and play the free golden shot. And then I'm going to switch over to my main and continue over there after this pin chest is done. And we're going to be doing all Tour 11. I'll play my golden shot here. I'll play my golden shot there. And we're going to have some fun. I got a cooler next to me that is loaded up with some frosty cold beers. So throughout, I just got the afternoon off and I felt like doing some drinking, doing some streaming. So we're going to drink some beers. We're going to have some fun. We're going to hopefully, if you're looking for some Tour 11 help, hopefully I'll be able to provide some of that in addition to hopefully having some decent content. All right. Kicking off with another 19th hole clan. Ryan McManus. He's also in Bushwhackers. Oh, yeah. Let's see if he flashes the shades. I don't know if he'll want to do a... there we go. Okay. We'll go ahead and get things started off with a nice navigator battle. Yeah. Ingrid in the house. What is going on? Ingrid has been all over the streams today, posting all kinds of wonderful Golf Clash links to all kinds of wonderful streamers. Thank you so much for everything that you do, Ingrid. Only plus 5% here. Oh, I did not want to really be great left there. But hopefully it'll be okay. And avoid the rough on the left side of this far fairway. Get out! Get out, get out, get out, get out! It did not get out. Oh, I appreciate that, John. Yeah. Much appreciated. I don't stream as often as I used to, but every once in a while I get an opportunity to. So obviously I started off really great here, putting one right in the rough. So wonderful first impressions for you. Oh, no, I have a habit of first hole on stream has a habit of going very right or very wrong for me. I've had like my first hole on stream, I've had an Alba against me. I've dropped one and gotten platinum chest. I've gone OB. It's wild. Terrible first holes or great first holes. Oh, is he going to stay up? Oh, unlucky from Ryan there. All right, so in all likelihood, neither of us will be able to reach the green unless we get some really nice caddy wind. We'll see what we can do. With just a slight bit of tailwind here, I'm gonna try and slice it over, see what we can do. So let's see. I'm gonna say it's usually like a 23 ring play, so I'm gonna call this 10 at this point. So we're only gonna go 12 more. It should have been 13 more. And hopefully it gets through the rough and onto the fairway. Get out. Oh, nice. Beto in the house. What's going on? Yes, sir. Go Birds, go. Go Birds, go. Hopefully, with any kind of luck, we'll have some baseball and other sports here in the not-so-distant future. Baseball seems to be a little bit behind everybody else as far as getting back to where they want to go because of the negotiations, which is kind of surprising. All things considered, the MLB Players Union and owners, I'm kind of surprised that the negotiations have gone as poorly as they have, but, you know. Generally, hockey is fairly well known for the not-so-wonderful relations between ownership and players. As noted by the several strikes and work stoppages. Oh, I'm so bad. Oh, Daniel MacArthur in the house. What's going on, brother? Great to see you here. Much love. How you been, man? I saw you. I think you did a stream earlier. I had to work a little bit earlier, so I missed it. But I was looking through to see who was on today, and I think I saw that you were doing some grinding earlier. I'm gonna say that was a purposeful wedge miss, so that me and Ryan here can go to a shootout and have some 19th love. I caught quite a good chunk of Pete and Caddy having good fun last night, and some beers and Golf Clash sounded really nice today. It's really warm out. It'd be a nice day to go play some actual golf, but my back is in no shape for that. I had a not so pleasant car accident a couple months back that I'm not really recovered from, so I haven't been able to play golf in a while. We had some really nice weather. I was actually able to go play 9 holes the day before the Super Bowl in early February here, which is basically unheard of for St. Louis weather, but it was really nice. So hanging in there. Yeah, good to hear it. Good to hear it. I'm glad everybody is staying safe. Hopefully staying safe. Hopefully wherever you are, it's been such a crazy ass year, just it's one thing after another, just all kinds of nonsense going on. So hopefully wherever you are, you're safe and you're happy with what's going on, whatever is going on near you. Ugh, this is a vicious wind. I hate this hole. I'm looking forward to the day that when they take this course out of Tour 11. Jamil Dunes nonsense. That's what they're called, right? Yeah. I can't even remember. KC95. Hamp KC95. I don't know if you're aware. I'm sure if you're around St. Louis, then you're probably relatively aware. But the KC95 blood drive twice a year is run now through the organization that I work for, Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. So that's actually coming up. Big blood drive coming up in about a month. Second weekend in July. That'll be taking place. Oh, what kind of math do we want to do here? I'm going to play a massive offset here to the right because otherwise it tends to find that trap there. So let's call it here. Shall we? 1, 2, 3 squares? 3 square? No, we're going to go a little more than that. I'm going to play this as 8.5 rings. And a little baby notch of curl. Oh, left it way out to the right. Everything about that was poor. And the tradition continues of horrible nonsense happening on our first hole. I missed a wedge and then play a horrible, horrible shot. At least it's with a navigator and to a fellow 19th member. Ooh. The traditional 19th split with Clanables in effect. We'll take the points. Not that we're on a grind season or anything, but that's all right. It's a relaxed season. I just wanted to get this pin chest out of the way. And I haven't streamed anything with Junior in a while. So in Junior's wonderful news, I just recently got the upgrade to Thor's Hammer level 7. So hopefully we'll be able to break out that here a couple times. I'll break it out on this hole for sure. Let's go full OP. Full beans, full top spin with our lovely new toy. See what we can do. East side, did you? Oh, okay. Yeah. Collinsville? Gotcha. Collinsville's not the one with the giant ketchup bottle, right? That's, or is that? Is that Collinsville? The world's largest ketchup bottle? We got some random stuff in the area. The world's tallest man, Robert Wadlow, is from Alton, Illinois. There's a statue of him up there right across the river. The world's largest ketchup bottle. Of course, the wonderful Gateway Arch. $10-1. We're just going to play it at 1-1, which is about 10% over. Push back up to max. I probably shouldn't even go full beans, but I just kind of want to. It's really unnecessary with him in the rough there and the long second shot, but you know, it's more fun to just blast it as hard as you possibly can than to lay up with a nice safe shot. Is that Centerville? Where's the ketchup bottle? Why can I not think of the name of that damn town? I'm gonna look it up right now. That is Collinsville. World's largest ketchup bottle in Collinsville, Illinois. Yeah, I just Googled it. I was right. What do you mean, no? I just looked it up. I swear. In true St. Louis style, I will be drinking only Bud Light today. I had a lovely little elbow on this hole recently. I'm not going to play the rough bump. See if we can straighten it out some. That looks good. It's generally about a plus 30 downhill. And I'm going to play it just as that. I will plus 3, 1-1 plus 3. So, and we're just going to take it all on one pull. Why not? We'll eyeball it, call it good enough. 1, 2, 3, 13, 6. That's good enough. It's tour play. Just eyeball it. Probably too deep. Oh, much too deep. Oh, my word. What's up, Bill? Appreciate the good luck. You playing right now? Yeah. Well. Oh, okay. I knew it, Hamp. I knew it. I don't know where you are, Bill, but if you want to put your VPN on. I heard Ian talking earlier about the servers and how they work, and I guess if you're anywhere in the USA, it should work fine. And I mean, I match up with pretty much anybody in the Americas. I get a lot of South and Central American players, Argentina, Mexico. But if you put your VPN on and you want to be extra close, then anywhere in the Midwest is fine. Chicago, St. Louis, Detroit, Texas. Texas works too. All right, one beer down. I planned ahead with a cooler. That way I don't have to get up and interrupt the stream. Although eventually, probably about 4 beers in, I'll have to interrupt for a restroom break or two. I'll try and hold off on breaking the seal as long as possible. Probably won't get a rematch with Golden Bear here, but who knows? I try and rematch everybody. That's the goal anyway. A 3-game set is always my preferred go-to option. I don't mind the splits. If we're on like a C100 push especially, then the split is much appreciated because everybody knows what we're doing. We're on a grind, so quickly get in, get out, get your clan points, and be on your way. But not being on a grind, it's more preferable to play the game kind of whatever you prefer to do is if there's no other goal in mind, then figure out what is the most fun way for you to play. And for me, the most pleasurable thing in the game is a really well played 3-game set. preferably also you split the first two, so you go into that third one and really, really, really want to win. It can be a little bit disheartening to you know, you can even think, oh man, like I don't really want to take all three. So if you take the first two, you almost kind of subconsciously relax a little bit in the third one, just thinking, man, you know, it's kind of a pain. It's you never really want to just drag somebody and beat the piss out of them, but you know. You're in Pittsburgh? Okay, perfect. Yeah, right on. Too many nights at Pops. Oh my God. Pops is probably a phenomenon that people around the rest of the country would find fascinating. So right across the river in Eastern Illinois, the rules about liquor sales and bars are really, really, really lax. So there's this nightclub over there called Pops. They have a lot of live music. And so like during the day and up till about 9 o'clock at night or so, it is a all ages concert venue basically. And then it turns into like a club at night. It's open 24/7. They never close. So it's a really popular spot for industry workers. They get off work at the bars, and then they still have someplace to go drink. And if you go over there, it's pretty much a guaranteed that you're going to be there when the sun comes up. You go over there for a reason, and that reason is to party your ass off. So it is a very interesting spot for sure. I've had many an interesting night over there. My wife used to bartend and used to go over there all the time after she got off. And like you kind of get to know the DJs are always there on certain nights, and it's a really, really interesting place. But it's also a really easy place to to lose part of your soul, for lack of a better word. It's there's no other real way to put it. It is an interesting spot. All right, so I just laid up over on the right side for a sniper shot that will in all likelihood not go in. It's a massive downhill shot. Oh, and a 12.3 mile an hour headwind. So we've got a massive downhill shot where our target's actually going to be adjusting up in elevation. So we're going to offset less than we normally would. Like a really small offset deep right because of our change in elevation up. We'll go with a pull that is a heavy 1159. Add 25%. So we're just going to eyeball it 15 rings. How's that look? Come on. Pretty good look at it, but that's kind of how you want to play that one. If I've got any kind of headwind, I'll lay up over there on the left for that sniper shot, but it's a really, really tough one. To even get that close, it's tough because of the change in elevation where you're pulling your target, because of the downhill shot, but then also counteracted by the fact that I was pulling uphill. If you're pulling the other way, then you want to offset even more because of the change in elevation, and can do a push-up, pull-back instead. Number of different ways to attack it. There's a lot of different things you can do in this game to try and offset that secondary wind. Whatever you choose to do on any given shot, you can use 1, 2, or a combination of them if you really feel like it. The angled pulls, the push-up, pull-back from a change in elevation, the offset games, any combination of those can be utilized. Oh, I don't like this wind at all. Okay. I'm going to use quite a bit of backspin here. We're going to show off this new Thor's Hammer level 7. We'll go 7 back. Plus 30 at a min adjust, adding 2.7, 10.8, 11.5, and we're already at a 5 because the end of the white ring is going to be our designated landing position. So 11.5 is going to be an additional 3.2 rings. 3.2. And no pullback, even though we went, or pushed forward, even though we went down in elevation. Oh, I wanted to be great left, if anything, there. Come on. Ah, that's all right. Not too bad. Put the pressure on in a difficult crosswinds play. I guess I over-adjusted that a little bit, considering I hit great right and it still came in right at the hole, and I thought I wanted to hit great left, but that's all right. The dance club that used to be right next door, or the strip club that's right next door? There are a couple of strip clubs that are right next door. Dr. Spring, appreciate it. Thanks for the stopping by. The strip club that was next door used to be called something else. I can't remember what it used to be called. Now it's Penthouse. Penthouse. And there's a Country Rock Cabaret that used to be a PT's, also right there in Saugier. So there's Pops, Penthouse, and Country Rock, all in that little strip mall, and a lovely little gas station. Well, that sells liquor 24/7. So when booze stops getting served in St. Louis City at the bars at 3 o'clock, they stop selling at the gas stations and liquor stores at 1:30. You just got to pop right across the river to the first exit over there, and they sell booze 24/7. Everything around St. Louis is basically based on the booze industry, because the city was founded basically by Anheuser-Busch. So a lot of things around here are very unique, and a lot of our laws and a lot of customs and traditions are based on booze and beer. Thor 5, John? Yeah. You know, Thor 5 is adequate. I said when I got Thor 6 that it was like cheating, because I had been playing with a Thor 5 on both of my accounts for a long time. It took me a very short period of time to get to Thor 5 on this account, because I got Thor's cards for this silver banner and this silver banner really early on, and this was a free-to-play Road to Glory account that I got up to 5170 after like 1,200 games, I think, something like that. And with those tournament finishes getting me the Thor's cards, I was able to progress it really, really fast. Thor's 5 was my preferred driver of choice, because I got Thor's 5 before I even had APOC 5. I got Thor's 6 before I even had APOC 6. So that's kind of why my game developed the way it did. I've talked about that before, why I play so many drives the way that I do. Well, first of all, it's because a well-executed, full overpowered power slice, power hook drive is one of my absolute favorite things in the entire game. And secondly, it's because I really was not comfortable using an APOC 4. I had Thor 6 before I had APOC 5. That's what I meant to say earlier. And the APOC 4 in shootouts in Tour 10 and 11 was just unusable. So I did everything that I possibly could to try and negate having to use the APOC for any of my drives, so that I could get to, if I got to the shootout and had to use driver, then I'd be using the Thor 6. Most of my play is all about trying to it was always trying to get to a shootout to avoid using the APOC 4 or my like Kata 4 or 5, whatever it happened to be, because I'm doing all the math in my head. It was much easier for me to play one-to-one games using a sniper than trying to figure out what to do with a Kata, a low-level Kata especially, or a big dog before I even had a Kata up to level 5. So it was always advantageous for me to get to shootouts, if I could possibly do it, using a Thor's hammer and a sniper, because those were my high-level clubs. Those are the ones that were easiest for me to do. If you hit a great shot with a sniper, it's much closer still than if you hit a great shot with a low-level Kata or a big dog, because of the accuracy. So that was always my goal, was to, if you don't get the drop on the shot itself, then when you get to the shootout, I wanted to be there with a Thor or with and a sniper if at all possible. So fluorescent, oh yeah, nice. Alrighty, let's see. So we'll do this as a mid plus 10. So I'm going to add 1.1, that's 12, and divide by 2, that's 6. 6 rings. Offset just outside and deep left edge. We will pull just slightly deep, mostly straight, but slightly deep, and go exactly 6 rings. I'm not pulling. I'm just moving my screen. So mid plus 10%, add 10%, and then divide by 2. Bloop. Easy math. There we go. There we go. APOC 4, EM9, huh? Yeah, once it gets to 5, you can use it. That's what I used to max Tour 12. So it was APOC 5, Cata 5. APOC 5 is definitely usable, but APOC 4 is definitely not. It's tough to get away with APOC 5 on a number of shootouts because of the lack of backspin, but you can get away with it. And the accuracy is not different between the 5 and the 6. So, when I was playing Tour 12 regularly, if you go back, I think it was probably about a year ago, the last time I was doing that with any regularity. I got a handful of streams for that. But if you go check that out, then you'll see APOC 5, Cata 5, maxing Tour 12 on this account, actually, which was still free to play at the time. So. But now I've got the high-level clubs, and I got no excuses. I talked about that when I got the upgrades at first. So. New Busch Stadium versus Old Busch Stadium. For nostalgia's sake, I like the old one. It was there. I mean, I grew up going to that ballpark. For a variety of reasons, it was not the best place in the world, but I loved it anyway. You know, people called it cookie cutter and whatever you wanted to call it. Because there wasn't a whole lot to it. The little like rounded stairways where you basically just had to walk in circles all the way up for like 15 minutes before you could get anywhere were really annoying. But being a former smoker, you might be surprised to hear this, but at the ballpark in St. Louis, as long as you weren't out on in your seats or in the stands, as soon as you got back to the concourse, you could smoke anywhere back there, which was lovely for me when I was still smoking. Not great for children, but okay. Let's see if we can get a couple thorn shots in a row here. Instead of overpowering, since we're a little bit behind, or rather over-adjusting, I'm just going to play it dead at a max. So 5.2 rings. We'll play offset 1 cup, and we'll go 5.2, which is a max. Because we're not fully at max, I'm just going to take off. You know, instead of, if I were dead at a max, I would play it as a plus 10. But since we're behind max, instead of doing that, I'm just going to play it dead at it. Ah. Yep. 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 Yeah, the new stadium is very much a pitcher's park. The way you'll hear it described as it plays fair. It's not a bandbox by any means. And over the last couple of years, it's actually played as one of the lowest home run percentage ballparks in the majors. Not a lot of home runs hit there. Part of that is obviously because our pitching has been so amazing for the longest time. But also, it's just hard. Come summertime, it gets a little bit easier. Once it starts warming up, the ball starts flying a little bit better. But that's just kind of how it is everywhere. But even with the massive jump in home runs hit that we've seen over the last couple of years, Busch Stadium is still playing very fair. It's still very much a pitcher's park. Yeah. God, I can't wait for baseball to be back. You know, the Cardinals kind of went down in flames in the NLCS last year to the Nats, but they were kind of smoke and mirrors. We managed to win the division. We got by Atlanta kind of on smoke and mirrors. Atlanta was by far and away the better team, but we have this this little thing on our side known as Cardinals Devil Magic. Cardinals Devil Magic, and it's a combination of that and the fact that we have the most badass behind the plate in Yadier Molina. That will win us more games than we ever should. God, I love Yachty so much. The dude is an absolute monster. Yeah, I miss baseball too. I miss all sports. I'm looking forward to getting the NHL back underway. This time last year, the Stanley Cup Finals were going on. Obviously, you see my my little bit emoji over there on the right. Massive Blues fan as well. So the plan that they've got in place to reintroduce the NHL season is an intriguing one. Looks like this is going to go well deep. The problem here on this hole that you don't want to do is go deep like that. Because if you're 1 yard deep, you're 4 yards deep. So this is a relatively small wind. I know he had a wind 5 ball on, but with an 11-3, I'm going to go with all of the right and one, not quite 2 bars of backspin. So we'll go 1 3/4. And slightly 1201 pull, so we're pulling just a little bit shallow. Add 20% at 1-1, so 13.5 rings. This one I am going to measure out because, well, maybe I will. 10, 3.5. No curl. I'm going to let the secondary wind push it out to the right. Bada bing, bada boom. People who don't think Yadier Molina is a first ballot Hall of Famer need their heads re-examined. That man is an absolute legend. I honestly don't know what people could be thinking if they don't think that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. I honestly no clue whatsoever. His hitting, early on in his career was not great. He was a bad hitter, and he developed himself by working with Albert Pujols over the years into one of the best hitting catchers in the game. Not to mention game-winning home runs, 2 World Series championships, been to other World Series, platinum gloves, number of gold gloves, best defensive catcher in the game for a sustained period of time. Yeah, it's a no-doubter in my mind. People who don't think that he's a first ballot Hall of Famer are just haters. There's no other logical reason to tell me that Yadier Molina isn't a first ballot Hall of Famer. One to one here. Push back to max, so we'll go full beans. Little tiny baby curl. Let the secondary wind keep it away from the rough on the right. Hopefully not too much to where we avoid the trap in the middle. Stay in the fairway. And we'll have that same kind of thorn shot, just a little bit deeper, because we didn't have as strong of a tailwind on this shot as we did the last time we played it. But, yeah. Chris, what's going on? Thanks for the good luck. Thanks for being here, brother. How are you doing? I know you're out on the road. I've seen some of your posts. I hope you're staying safe out there. You're down in Texas this week, is that right? Hook 'em horns. Although I was born in St. Louis and I currently reside back here, I did grow up down in Dallas, so there's a special place in my heart for all things Texas. Yeah, I agree, Hemp. I looking at the results, in the heat of the moment, I was pretty pissed when we lost Albert. But looking at what happened after we let him go, I'm not as sad about it. But my God, if you look back at his career here, it was unbelievable. I mean, unbelievable. Max plus 10 here. So 9.2, 5 1/3 with a little bit of offset. 5 1/3. Five and a third. Second straight shot with our thorn that I've hit great. It looks like I was off on my adjustment anyway there. Not a hashtag perfect was in situation. I've slowed down on my beer drinking. I've been talking too much. All week down there, have you? Yeah. Texas is a whole different world. It's a lovely place. I loved growing up down there. I mean, I love St. Louis as well, and I've been all over this country, and I've been all over the world. But I always end up back in St. Louis, and I do have a special place in my heart for Texas and all things Texas. Having grown up down there, I lived down there for 13 years. And we moved down there right before I turned 6, and I was down there until I left and came back up here when I was 18. So not quite 13 years, basically, but yeah, it's a whole different place. I hate this hole more than any other hole in Tour 11 right now. So I have no idea how to play it. I can't figure out how to play it with a sniper to save my life. So I've decided that since I have a Thor Hammer level 7, I'm just going to cheat and use full backspin. 1-to-1 minus 10%, so 10.8 here. Oh no, 1 ring of underpower. Come on. I'm not sure what to make of it. Trying to play the sniper shot on the back pad. I have not been able to figure out. I've tried various modes of over or under adjusting. I wonder if he's got a cataclysm bag on, because if not, if he's going to be adjusting back into sniper range, it's going to throw him way off here. But yeah. I-35 brothers, that's exactly right. Oh my God, that's too funny, man. Oh, he did have a sniper bag on. I wonder what his adjustment looked like here. Who knows? We switched places, Beto. You were born down there and grew up here. I was born up here and grew up down there. Let's see where he ends up. Closer than I will? I don't think so. All right, so that's also not a viable way to play it, really, because I'm going to have to underpower. So, I don't know. We got the win, but it wasn't pretty. My shit shot was better than his shit shot. Let's drink. Front pad 20 min, 20 mid. The front pad on the left? Or a front pad on the right, like where I was trying to play that. Because the back right one, I get like terribly inconsistent bounces. There's not a consistent landing spot that I can find, and it doesn't matter what over or under adjustment I'm using. Like, it doesn't make sense. The left pad in a headwind has been relatively successful for me, playing it as a massive under adjustment from what I normally do. That's my least. That one and the Jamil hole that I had earlier are my two least favorite shootout holes in Tour 11 right now. I talked about it a little bit earlier. I cannot wait for them to dump Jamil out of Tour 11. It's a giant pain in the ass. Holy smokes. I'm going to try and get over full beans, massive. Yeah, see what we can do. 12, 9. Just going to eyeball it. See what happens. Hopefully we get a rollout onto the fairway. It doesn't look good. It does not look good. Come on, go. Nope. Second bounce on the first fringe, yeah. Pedro Guerrero fighting the rest of the Astros, did you? I'm trying to think. So we were living in Dallas at the time. My mom's got some friends who live. Her best friend growing up lived in. I mean, it was from here, obviously, but moved over to Kansas City, and we went over there one summer. We drove up to St. Louis, drove over to Kansas City over the summer when we were all out of school, visit family here, and then we went over there to visit her best friends. And we went to a Royals game at Kauffman against the Rangers, who were my AL team, obviously, because being down there, they became my American League go-to rooting team. And so you got to see a benches clearing brawl down there involving Pudge Rodriguez, and I can't remember who else it was, but it was awesome. It was awesome. Holy smokes. What a massive caddy wind this is. All right, well, you know what I'm going to do. It's hooky slicey time. All right, let's eyeball this. 12 and a half. Call that like 11 rings. So 5, way out there into the middle of the fairway. And then we'll go 23 rings. Yeah, right there. There's 10, 20, 3. Don't forget to yell 4. It's very key. Thank you, Caddy Wind. Hooky slicey. Yes, there is absolutely nothing that will get the crowd into a game faster than a benches clearing brawl. There have been some scary ones over the years too. I mean, Beto, I know you're a Cardinals fan, so you probably remember the Brandon Phillips nonsense when he started running his mouth and Yachty took exception. But that one got out of control really, really fast. That was scary to see. And it even ended up ending Jason LaRue's career, if you remember that. So for those of you who are unfamiliar, basically the Cardinals and the Cubs are the main rival in the NL Central. But every couple of years, either Milwaukee, Cincinnati, or Pittsburgh is relatively good, and they fancy themselves as our rivals in those years when they're pretty good. So the Reds had a pretty decent run back in the mid-aughts, early 2010s, thereabouts, and Brandon Phillips after the first game of a series between the Cardinals and the Reds gave an interview where he called the Cardinals a bunch of little bitches or something, and like he was super disrespectful, and he was their leadoff hitter at the time. So the very first at bat of the game, he came up, and he does this thing where when he leads off the game, he goes up there and he takes his bat and he taps the catcher's leg protectors. They're what are they called? The knee guards or the shin protectors. There he taps it with a bat, says good game, whatever it was. So very first at bat of the game, he came up there, tried to tap Yachty's shin protectors, and Yachty smacked the bat out of his hands and said no. Stood up, got in his face, and they ended up with a benches clearing brawl to start the game. Johnny Cueto ended up getting pushed up against the fence and started going all freaking insane. And he was just kicking like the Dickens. And he ended up kicking Jason LaRue in the head, and he gave him a concussion so severe that it ended his entire career. So it was wild. Plus 30 at a max here, so that's going to be adding 2.19 rings, so that's going to be 5.5. And we're going up in elevation, so with our Cata, we're going to pull back a little bit over half a ring. Little baby curl back to the right. Oh, this does not look good. I did not need that baby curl. Huh. Oh, Kata, plus 25, not plus 30. Over adjusted it and didn't need the curl. Should not have done that. Ugh. Ugh. Well, we'll probably lose this one. But I'll play the golden shot, switch over to my main. We'll get things going over there. Pretty good little run here. I had a really, really bad streak. I encountered what Angles Dan refers to, and I love it, as the PD fuckery on both of my accounts simultaneously. I just started losing like crazy. Like 1.5, no, not a billion. Sorry, 150 million down on both my accounts, and I lost like half of my trophies in Tour 11. Just going, what in the hell's going on here? Obviously, it was the fuckery and not something else. But no, I'm sure I was just playing horribly. I mean, it happens. It's a combination of things. You start getting in those losing streaks, and it kind of just starts getting in your head. What I found helps is to set the game down for a little while, get your frustrations out, and then when you come back, focus on the basics. Your pole angles, your math, whatever app you use. I mean, focus on that. Really dial in centering the ball and trying to make it work, and that usually gets you over the hump. Don't just keep flailing about, frustrating, whatever, you know. Set it down for a while. That's the key, is really to set it down for a while. So, all right, let's see if we can get this one close here. Take a gander at the flag. For those of you who are unaware, if you look at the flag here, you can see what angle it's blowing at. So that is a strong headwind. So in a headwind, we're going to play this one as a no moving target. It looks like it's mostly a straight headwind, just a little bit left to right. So we might use just a notch of backspin and a little bit of right spin, but more than likely I'll be kind of right in between there. So no moving target here. Left to right with a crosswind. Oh, perfect. Yeah, okay. Nothing. We're just going to go with a half a bar of right spin. Perfect. 5-1. 2.8 rings with a no moving target. I love a no moving target shot. 2.8. The slow ass arrow though sometimes gives me issues because I can't hit it perfect. See? Oh my god, it's not going to get anything. Welp. I jinxed myself talking about the damn arrow. I want nothing to do with paying for this. No, thank you. Alrighty. Switch overtime. Let's go ahead and just play this one as well since we're already here. Already got this in mind. Awful, awful, awful. I can't believe a great ball missed that. Well, actually I can because this hole's terrible. Oh shit, I forgot to look at what the wind angle was. All right, wind angle. Pay attention, Bob. Have another drink. Oh, looks like almost the same angle. Okay. Well, just got to hit perfect then, right? Just a notch back. Notch right. 6-6 this time. It's going to be 3-6. Let's get the angle straight as possible. 3-6. Don't jinx yourself. Hit perfect, you idiot. Come on. Hey-o. Come on. Give me the red. Lame. All right, well, let's see what we get. PJ, what's going on? Thanks for the good luck, brother. Aqua chest garbage. Come on. Oh, a big topper. Lovely. 2 whole cards. Jesus. Not wasting time on this one. That hole sucks. Everything about that hole sucks. Looks like I was playing some Navigator games. I'm going to build myself a little pyramid here with all my empties. Ooh, look at this wind. This is fun. Should I... All right. I changed my mind. I was just going to blast an APOC shot, but now I want to play a slice instead, or a hook rather. Because that's what I want to do. That's what I always want to do if I can. This doesn't look good. Oh, yes, it does. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Come on. Stay in the fairway for a nice, easy sniper shot. Yes. Yes. It's so much more fun. Just everything about that for me is so much more fun than just smashing a drive. I would rather hit one as a hook or a slice every single time. I don't know why. It's just everything about that is fun for me. I really enjoy it. I've said it before. I'll say it again. My absolute favorite part of the game. How are you doing today, PJ? You enjoying your weekend? Oof, that was ugly. See if we can get this sniper to go. Come on, Alba. Come on, Alba. Ian hit an Alba on this hole on my last stream. We had a lovely 3-game set where none of them went to a shootout. Somehow. 13-8. I'm going to take off 5%, play this as 13-8, but I'm going to play it as a heavy 11:59 because we're going to be going... Oh, no, 12:01. 13-8, 12:01. Because we're adjusting downhill and elevation, so I want to go forward, but take off 5. So eyeballing that, yeah, 13-8, good enough. Why not? Come on. Oh, my God. Oof. Well, it was a great right, so you know what that means. Hashtag perfect was in. Oh. Ooh, cat of 7. That's really the one that's missing from my arsenal right now. Once I finally got up to cat of 6, I was like, oh, this is lovely. And once I get it to cat of 7, it's just going to be kind of like with the APOC 7, the Thor's Hammer 7. It's just going to feel like cheating at that point. So, see where he ends up. Caught the rough. That'll leave. No, not a tough putt. He's okay. Not even a putt because he's on the fringe. That's your cat of 7 topspin power there. You can clip the rough and still roll into a decent position. Don't want to leave yourself short here. There's also a really, really easy fairway glitch to catch right on the other side of that rough that he caught, where it'll just send you flying into the rough deep if you catch it. So something to keep in mind for all of you Tour 11 newbies out there if you're trying to play this hole. It is a vicious, vicious par 5. Really fun one, but it can be nasty. Made a little bit easier when you get a 14-mile-an-hour tailwind on your drive, obviously. And if you ever get the angle like that where it's showing the trees and you can't see what the hell's going on, that's a good sign that your ball is going to go in the hole. For some reason, every camera angle on this hole where it goes behind the trees like that for whatever reason, that means it's going to go in. I talked about that on stream before too. I think Tot was in here one time and like, oh yeah, that's how you know it's going in if you can't see what the hell's going on. All right. My starting position for here with the sniper is at the +5 mark with the red ring on the rough. And then we're going to go, okay, this is at the hole, right? And then we're going to put our second bounce on this notch here. And go plus 20% at 1-to-1. So adding 2.2, that's going to be 13 rings. $10, well, not quite 10. There we go. Baby curl back to the left. I mean baby curl back to the left. Didn't need the baby curl back to the left. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Oh well. I do love the Paris holes. It's my favorite tour or my favorite course in the game. It has been for quite some time, and it will continue to be. The Paris holes are, for whatever reason, maybe it's just because I played them so much, but I just really, really enjoy them. We're about at the 1 hour mark, and I'm just about to get halfway through my third beer. So if you're counting by wins, then I have no idea. I'm just going to keep track of beers. Don't often see an opponent that far away on this hole with that wind. Most of the Tour 11 grinders have this one in the bag, so that's kind of interesting to see. I played this guy quite a few times too. He's a really good player, so I'm not really sure what was going on there, but it's been in Tour 11 for so long that it's rare that you see people mess it up. Headwinds are a different story because you're playing with a blind setup generally. Unless you're going from Kata to APOC, then you're usually playing it as a blind setup. So, ooh, this is our funnel hole. Good chance for Alba here, as the rough bump provides a really nice funnel straight to the pin. So want to lay up just in front of this. It's going to be just over a minimum adjustment. It is a -15. Most of the left spin is where you'll find that funnel. It's a bit easier, obviously, if you got a Kingmaker on, utilize full left spin, but kind of depending on the wind angle here for our second shot, we'll see what that looks like. But yeah. You make hole-in-ones on that Paris shot in a headwind? A blind? What do you do? Do you do a sand bump? How are you acing that in a headwind is rare for me. I think I actually posted a video of an ace that I made on that shot with a blind setup Thor's Hammer 5 shot. But I mean, what are you doing there to make an ace in a headwind? That's incredible, man. Maybe a katana is the play here, so you've got the spin 3. Interesting. Oh, Kata APOC, gotcha. Yeah. So you're adjusting and yeah. Okay, I gotcha. Makes sense. Let's call this one dead at a min instead of a min -15, shall we? 3 top. We'll go through the pin. Find our funnel spot. There's our funnel spot. And we'll just play it dead at a min instead of min -15. So 9 is going to be 10.8. 9.1 rings. As straight as we can possibly pull it. Come on, baby. Be good. Be good one time. Oh, fairway glitch. Wow. Interesting. I've never once had that roll out. I don't know what that caught, but interesting. Yeah. If you've got cat APOC bag on and you can do that, then yeah. It's like a min plus 20 setup and generally like 6 backspin, I'm guessing. Most of the right spin, kind of depending on what the angle of it is. Yeah. I play it as a min 20, but just as a blind setup generally, because most of the time I've got a sniper bag on. And so if I just set up as a min and kind of eyeball out my landing position, it's usually like 7 or 8 rings from the min spot and just kind of go from there. But yeah, it would be significantly easier if you got a Kata APOC bag where you can adjust straight from the Kata to the APOC and pretty much have the similar rings. That's a setup that I use quite often in Tour 12 because I was generally playing APOC Kata bags there. But Tour 11, I'm usually in the Thor's Hammer Sniper setup, so a little bit different there. But yeah, if you can get aces on there in a headwind, then you're winning a lot. I mean, the headwind shots there, most people are setting up blind. And, you know, even though if you've played them a lot, it's a really tricky one. I got one of my dogs next to me. He is laying like upside down with his head in the crevice between the cushions and the couch. Oh. He's such a little weirdo. Oh, I love my dogs. They're so great. Come on, Jedi Master. There we go. There we go. Little baby Yoda. All right, we're just past the hour mark. I need to finish my 3rd beer. That way we're going on a beer every 20 minutes. I need to keep pace. I know as I was tuning in to Pete and Caddy's streams last night and had the various guests, I know Ian was on for a while, Fenzel was on for a while. It was interesting because I wasn't able to really watch, so I would tune in and then I would get back out, and then I would tune back in a little bit later, and just to see how destroyed Pete ended up getting. I mean, it's not super. I don't know. I mean, it's funny as long as you understand what's going on, I guess. But I guess it could be a little bit odd to some people to laugh at such a situation. But like, I would tune in and like, okay, now he's kind of slurring his words, and you turn back in and he's just like smoking cigarettes all willy nilly and just like barely able to talk. And then you come back and he's like falling over and stuff. So, what an entertaining time though. Oh, God, I love this community. It's so much fun. Let's see where he goes. Looks like a nice shot. Oh, yeah. What a beauty. Gonna need an ace to win. Just a baby headwind. That's annoying. Okay. Plus 30 at a min, so we are at a 10.8, so 13 rings. 10, 13, and a slight pullback here. Oh my God. Oh, just so damn poor. I cannot believe that. 15, 10, 8. Let me see if my math was off there. That should have been 13. Right? I don't know. I don't know what the hell happened there. Oops, I do not want to play tier 12. I'm done with that. I'll play it if somebody in the chat wants me to play it, but I haven't in a while. I won't do anything other than 11 and 12, but if someone wants me to play some 12 in the chat, then I'll jump in there for a little bit. But I just haven't done it in a long time, so don't expect it to go well. Yeah, PJ. Pete was in a rare form. For lack of a better way of putting it, he was in rare form. I'm gonna hook this one rather than go with an overpowered shot. I'll just hook it. Screw it. Nice chance for an eagle here with our thorn, if I can hit a perfect shot. I've had a number of thorn shots already on this stream, and the one I hit perfect went in, and then great, and great. Well played from Mr. Bugnish of the family. Nice shot. All right, we're going to go 1-1, push back to max. Oh, it's only 1 yard. Okay. Slow down. Wow. I can't believe it went that far. Well, we'll try and find the funnel. That's what I get. I keep jinxing myself. Hit perfect and then I hit great. Easy eagle opportunity, and then I go too far and into the damn sand. Excuse me. I'll try not to do that into the mic. We'll see what happens. Who knows? I know there's a lot of people streaming today, so I appreciate everybody being here. Hopefully, I am providing at least a semblance of entertainment amidst whatever the hell is going on in your life right now. Because everybody's dealing with a lot of bullshit at this point in time. So whatever you happen to have going on, I hope everything is going well. I hope you're healthy and staying safe from pandemics and murder hornets and riots. And yeah. So let's see if we can find this funnel. We'll call this 33%, so plus, let's see, 13.7 minus, we'll go with, there's 11, 5.5, 4.2. Some very made up math on my part. Yeah. Great shot didn't help, but looked like it was under adjusted anyway. So my very made up math was not good there. Yes, it is very good beer. Yes, indeed. There's a dart tournament tonight I'm thinking about going to. I don't know. Things are opening back up around here, but there's a lot of other. I mean, there's Jesus. Life is just crazy right now. It's crazy for everybody. Hey, this hole again. I've had just absolutely awful results on it each time I played it on stream today. Let's see if we can reverse that trend. With this wind and the equipment I have set up, if I can't get this within 2 yards, then I'm going to be furious. Plus 31 to 1 with a 1-ring pullback after the adjustment, with all the right spin and 5 backspin. I know exactly what I want to do. If I can't get it within 2 yards, I don't know. This is one of those holes that always tends to come up for me when I'm streaming. Ooh, that looks really nice. Oh. Oh my God. I cannot believe that happened. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. There you go. It looked like it was going to hang up there and then came right back down. Okay. KKK. Well done, sir. Very nice. All of the right. 5 back. Did I get all 5? I need a notch more. There's... Oh, wait. No, that was a notch too much. Adding 3, 3, 14 and a half. And a pullback at the end of it. 10. 4 and a half. Pull back. A little bit of curl to the right. Oh! Great left was terrible. Oh my God, it hung up there too. This hole's gonna be the death of me today. That's the end of it. Love the darts. Oh yeah. Love the darts. Yeah. So throughout this quarantine period, I've been playing. My wife thinks I'm just the absolute biggest dork in the entire world, but I've been playing in this league with some folks around the country for about 1.5 years now. We do like a 12-week session a couple times a year, and then we just play via webcam. And I had my match, my weekly match last night, and I played pretty well. No 180s, but a couple of 140s. Not a great average. I averaged like in the mid-50s, so not great, but it was crazy because I've been playing nothing but steel tip and practicing at home during quarantine on a steel tip board. And the majority of the leagues that I play in are soft tip leagues. I play both. I play steel tip and soft tip leagues, but as things are starting to open back up, we're starting to have these tournaments open, and it's interesting to see when I went out there for one. It was like last week. Is something opened back up? One bar did, and basically they were like, all right, it's limited. You know, it's a really big place, so we were able to spread out and maintain social distancing. But it was really interesting to note like who had obviously been practicing and who had not over the last, over the course of the quarantine, basically. Let's see. Let's start it there. See what happens. And after playing nothing but steel tip for, oh my God, for months and months during the quarantine, the first time I went back and was playing soft tip It was so incredibly easy. I couldn't believe it. Like, I'm a decent player, so when I'm playing steel tip, I'm usually averaging in the mid to high 50s. Occasionally, I'll go into the 60 range, which, if you don't know what I'm talking about, then that's fine. That doesn't really matter. But when I go and play soft tip, though, it's a whole different ball game, and my averages were like, from what I used to do in league, astronomically higher because of the fact that I've been doing nothing but playing steel tip. So yeah, you play soft tip, PJ. Yeah, that's what I do when I go out to the bars generally. I play steel tip leagues out at the bars. I play steel tip league via webcam at home as well. Like I mentioned, for the last like year and a half or so, webcam darts, and it's just it's so much different. It's crazy. Ian hit this damn shot for an albatross from this position up here on my last stream, and I can't figure out how in the hell he did it. Oh, I think it's back here. I think this is where we ended up. I kind of want to, I want to leave myself this angle from back here, I think. That's, yeah. That's where I want to lay up. We'll call it there. Sure. Why not? I know, I've been trying to figure out what in the hell he did. Wow, I didn't need all that backspin, but that's all right. Yeah, it's a little bit different because it's steel tip is 7'9" 3/4 line, and depending on where you go, the soft tip line might be 8 feet, which doesn't sound like a whole lot. 2 1/4 inches doesn't sound like a massive difference, but the size of the segments is so incredibly different on a steel tip board versus a soft tip board. A soft tip board's segments are essentially the trebles and the doubles are essentially twice as big as you get on a steel tip board. I've seen several videos and have had several people like measure them out and try and figure it out. And that's basically what it comes down to is your treble and double hitting percentage should basically double when you switch to a steel tip board from a soft tip board from a steel tip board. So my steel tip average over the course of this league for cricket has been like a 2.4 marks per round. When I went and played in the soft tip league for the first time since then, get in the hole. When I went and did that, my soft tip average over the course of that night was just slightly over 4. So not quite doubled, but basically that. And then my steel tip average in this league that I'm playing in is just under 55. And he had a B-52 from, I thought it was from there, but I guess it wasn't. Jesus. (9.7) mid -5. Take a so 9.5 at a mid. 8.6. We'll go 8.6. And hope for the best. Why can't I hit a perfect ball? But it was really interesting and kind of eye-opening to see the difference and to feel just incredibly dialed in when I went and played soft tip to average. Basically, I came out and just started smashing in hat tricks, and it's instead of hitting the treble 20, you're obviously aiming for the bull because it's a bigger target and it's worth 50. The inner and outer on soft tip board are both, remember. Oh, yeah. Yeah, PJ. Yeah, I play via webcam from home. So I've got it's a combination dart room / I think he's gonna forfeit. Took pity on me. So I've got a room set up in our house where my wife does a lot of crafts. She has a Cricut machine, and so she's got a desk set up with all of her crafting supplies and her laptop and the Cricut and all the other stuff. And then I've got a desk that's just loaded up with a ridiculous amount of random dart stuff because I can't help myself. I switch back and forth between different sets, and depending on how I feel, I had a custom set made for me I'm not using it anymore because I have found a different set that I like better. But I mean, just massive amounts of ridiculous dart stuff, stems, flights, tips, barrels, all of the above. Yeah, she thinks I have a problem, but you know, she buys so many clothes all the time. I'm like, look, I'm spending like $30 every 2 months on some dart stuff. Like, that's not too bad, right? We each have our hobbies. So in that room, I've got my board set up, and I've got the ability to set up a webcam or my phone to where it's pointing right at it, and yeah, we play via webcam. Been doing it for a couple of years now. Ooh, look at this gift! Absolute gift of a wind. I can't. Well, I'm gonna use a Titan. This was the hole. I got this hole with almost this exact same wind first hole on my very last stream, and drove the green and was able to putt for eagle. So, oh, that you have a problem? Yeah, yeah. I have a problem with Golf Clash and with darts. Apparently, those are my hobbies. I spend way too much time and money on them. Apparently. Oh no. I thought that was going to stay up. That's all right. Take 2 off the full top and just go with full beans. Sure, why not? I'm going to take even more off the full beans, because this is a massive wind. 14.7, so 13.3-ish. 13.3, we'll eyeball it, push back up to max and go full beans. Yeah? Might not even go full beans. With this wind, I think I'm not going to go full beans. There's full. Take off a notch. Little baby crow to the left. Apparently when I'm having drinks, I can only hit a perfect shot if I am overpowering. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Yeah, baby. That's all right. We'll just drive the green. Yo. Oh, my dog's giving me dirty looks. Go back to sleep. Unfortunate. But we're getting back on the winning track. The forfeit was just what I needed. Too much power. Easy there, Bob. I didn't mean to hit wow. That was an accidental wow there, opponent of mine. Sorry. I meant to say thanks. I hope he doesn't think I'm a dick. I don't know who the hell he is, but kind of still worry about it. Yeah, that's exactly right, PJ. I mean, I have pared it down. I've gotten rid of a lot of my dart stuff, but it's still for an outsider looking in, probably still feels like it's a little bit over the top to have 4 different sizes and 4 different brands of shafts and flights and all this nonsense. For an outsider looking in, it probably just seems absurd. But you know, experimentation is how you try and get perfection. You know. I'm going to lay up over on the left here. Let's see. 1-1. You know, each barrel has its own different center of gravity, different grip points where you might, you know, just a couple of millimeters difference in a flight or a shaft on that particular barrel might make it change trajectory a wide margin, and you might find that one works a little bit better than the other, you know, or maybe not. Maybe a longer shaft on this barrel works better, and a shorter shaft on this barrel works better. There, you can't figure. I mean, shafts and flights are so inexpensive that buying those in bulk is the way to go anyway. But and a wide variety of them, because you always want to look for that little edge. However you can, you know, figure out just that tiny little bit of little tinkering can lead to a significant change in the trajectory and the way that your darts are flying. Similar to Golf Clash, a little tweaks here and there that you make can result in massive improvements or you know, relegation in your game, depending on what's going on. You know, if you start changing things around and looking at things a different way, it can have a massive effect. We'll play offset games here. I don't know if I just want to go 1-to-1 or slightly over that. Let's call it 1-to-1. We're close enough to min. We'll just call it 1-to-1. 12-7, 1-2, 7-ish. Fix our angle here. Who knows? They looked like we were going over some rough terrain there, so we might end up at a massively different elevation than I was anticipating, but who knows? Yeah, I needed more than 1-to-1. Oh well. You know, like any other hobby, it's fun, you know. But it takes experimentation. Golf Clash is a hobby. It takes experimentation to figure out your style, to figure out what works best for you. You know, not everybody can play this game the same way. You know, there are people who play it as very formulaic. There are people who play it as eyeball. I mean, take the best known players in the game and their styles, and they have a massive contrast in the way that they're doing things. There's not one right way to do it or one wrong way to do it. Whatever works best for you is what you should be trying to hone in on and dial in and figure out, you know. I like to play this game because there's a massive mathematical element involved in it. That's what intrigues me about it. You know, I love golf in general, and this game in particular has brought out my competitive side, and I have, over the course of the last few years, tried my best to hone the craft, you know, to try and figure out what way to play this game works best for me, and incorporating a lot of different elements and a lot of different styles, and just but at the same time developing my own, you know, playing these big hooks and slices and playing snipers, you know, on basically all of my shootouts as best that I can, and trying to figure out the best way to maximize the advantage that I can have going into any single hole or any single situation. You know, figuring out different ways to play various holes, figuring out the optimum way to play different holes, and being able to realize and recognize that whatever, you know, way you have been playing it, there's probably another way that can work just as well. You know, when you watch people who are playing and streaming tours that you're playing, and you might see them play it an entirely different way that you might have never thought of before. When people are streaming like the hack arounds for the beginning of expert tournaments, people see things in a very different way. So you have got to be open to trying to incorporate different things into your game at all times. If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. Other people are going to sit there and try and make improvements on their game constantly and consistently. You know, there's so much more that goes into it than just pull rings, you know, adjust wind, and play, you know, whatever, plus 20, plus, there's offset, there's wind angles, there's pull angles, there's so much more, many more things that you can incorporate. So if, like I said, if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. You've consistently got to be trying to, you know, make yourself better. Otherwise, people are going to catch up and surpass you. All right, plus 35 at 1-to-1. Here's 13.5. I'm going to go 9 and then 4.5. Not quite 9 there. 1, 2, 3, 4 point. Little curl back to the right, just like our opponent did. Didn't need that curl back to the right. I can't believe it. Interesting. Ah. Getting a lot of 19th players here. That's exciting. I know this account isn't in a 19th clan, but generally have good matches with, especially with Clanables folks. Get them a lot. Might get another forfeit here. No? Okay. I'm not sure. I don't know if I played this individual before or not. I don't expect everybody to know who the hell I am. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody who enjoys playing this stupid game and drinking beers and having fun. If you can learn a little bit, then so be it. If not, you know, sorry. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I don't have the following that a lot of people do, and I don't expect to. I just do this because it's something that I enjoy. And I encourage everyone else to do the same. Something that I consistently preach time and time again. Find what makes you happy and maximize the amount of time you can spend doing it. This game makes me happy. Streaming this game makes me happy. It's fun. It's fun for me. That's why I do it. You know, if you're getting frustrated and upset to the point where it's not fun anymore, then stop doing it. It should be fun. It's a game. It's meant to be enjoyed. Does it have its flaws? Sure. Are those flaws outweighed by the fact that it brings me so much joy? Yes. They are. Because I enjoy it. Can it be incredibly frustrating at times? Sure. Clannable. Oh, yeah. Old Shuck asked me. Scotty asked me about joining the Whole Hunters push for the end of the season. I told him, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to because I couldn't commit the time that would probably be necessary. I joined Whole Hunters for their push. I think it was last season. Scott asked me to join them for their C100 push, and I joined them for that for the end of the run. There was a mini the last week of the last clan season, and I was in Masters, and he had contacted me, and I had the weekend off for the first time in a long time. And he was like, I told him, I was like, well, I'm already in Masters. Like, what are you looking for? He said, well, maybe like a grand, like 1K points. If you could do that, that'd be cool. I was like, look, I'm already in the Masters weekend round for the mini. Like, that's 300-400 minimum, and possibly a whole lot more than that. So, I was like, yeah, I could probably do that. So, I didn't have a great finish in the tournament, but I was able that weekend to sit there and grind out. I told him I'd do 1K, and I managed to do 2, so it worked out pretty well. 14-3, 8 1/3. 8 1/3 rings here. Our offset games plus 8 1/3. All right. Find the angle, you idiot. Come on, there we go. Come on, Thornporn. Find a perfect, you idiot. Come on, let's go. There we go. Come on. Get in the hole. Does not look good. Oh, my God. Not enough offset. Not enough over adjustment. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He poached quite a handful. We were on a rest season following our C100 push the season before. So when Scotty had would ask me about it, I was like, I don't know what I can necessarily do, but I'll see. And I think it was oh no, the season before was what I okay. So the season before was the Bushwhackers push, and we were fighting to hold on to a silver banner for the season. Ooh, interesting one here. Come on, give me the one that I like. Yes. I love this wind. I have a rough bump absolutely dialed in with this wind. I'm talking that shit, and now it's going to be terrible. But so the season before was the Bushwhackers push season, and we were struggling and trying to hold off a clan from Spain on the very last day, and I can't remember what specifically was happening, but I had that entire Sunday off and dedicated it to grind to ensure that we got the silver banner for the season, for the clan season. It ended up doing a little bit over $1,000 in clan points on that Sunday, in probably 8 hours or so. That's the exact shot that I'm about to play as well. It's going in. Oh man, I played this one on the stream last time, so well done there. John Bell, thank you very much. So I did a grand on the last day of that season, and then did basically the same thing with when Scott asked me to join. So 2 left and 1 top here, and I'm gonna play it as 1-to-1 minus 15%. So 1.2 off 7.1, and a heavy 1159 pull is the way that we've got to do this. So minus, what did I say? Minus 1.2, 7.1. Nuts. Well, hole-in-one versus 0.76. That's the if you've got any kind of headwind, that's the way you're going to want to play this one. No, leave it as my bell, PJ. Michelle, my bell. All right. We tried to find the funnel on this one earlier. We're going to find the funnel on this one now. Where's he going? I don't know if I've ever seen anybody play over here before. Intriguing. You don't want to hear me start to sing. I have a terrible voice. I sound like John McCrae of Cake. Is he playing hooky slicey games on me? I have no idea where this might end up, but I'm intrigued by it. It didn't look like he adjusted a lot of rings. Could be because it's into the wind. He got over there, though, into a nice spot. But I'm going to be... I'm going to use all the right crow. I'm going to sit up right in the middle there. That's fine. Plus, so we're going to add 7, 13, 9, and then we're going to push up back 7 rings. 13. 5, 6, 7. All the right curl we can get. so that should leave us right around the min mark one more time. We're in a better spot because we're a little bit further to the right, utilizing all of that right curl. Oh, my other dog's coming to say hi now. Hello. It's not dinner time yet. I don't know what you're bothering me for. They're both such little attention whores. It's funny. A sand bump? Ollie, stop. Stop. Get back. Get back. Go lay down. I was planning on trying to stream the whole time and finish the 6-pack that I brought over in my cooler. But my dogs might have other plans. So how long have I been on? Coming up on 2 hours. Okay. Excuse me again. I said I wasn't going to do that, and then I just did it again. I'm fending off one of my dogs with my foot while he's trying to vie for my attention. Uh-oh. So, yeah, min minus 10, min minus 15. Min minus 15 is what we're going to do. So, take off 1 point. So, 9 at a min. Hopefully we don't catch this fairway glitch again, because that was really annoying. 10, 6, 9 at a min, a 7.5. 7.5. Yeah. And it didn't look like it was enough of an adjustment anyway. Came in real hot. Sandy Bell is now in the house also. Oh, yeah. Does he? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Most folks got an account in, more than one 19th clans, so. Oh, jeez. Oh, he just wants to go out. He doesn't want to be fed, so. I can do that. Said I was going to try not to get up since I got the cooler with me, but. Come on, let's go outside. No, maybe not. No? All right. He rang the bells like he wanted to go out, and now he just plopped down on the ground and won't move, so. Ooh, it's Paris. It's Paris. Come on. 8-1. Plus 20 min. This is a relatively slight win, so I'm going to go with 3 back. 1, 6, 9, 7. So plus 20 to min is 9, 7. That is going to be basically 7 rings. A little bit of right curl. Looks good. Slow down. Slow down. It was so close, and then it just rolls to 3.5 yards away. It was not a nice shot, but I appreciate that, ZK. Much love for pretending like it was a nice shot. Both the bells in the house. Oh, heard you mention quite a few times today, both of you, and want to pass along the many thanks from the entire Golf Clash community for everything that you've done to support all of the different streamers, Mr. and Mrs. Bell, the two legends, absolute legends. I think we just need to all refer to them as the super mods from here on out, even if they're not mods. Oh, hold on. I'm going to correct that right now. I don't know why I haven't done this before. I really didn't I don't need mods because I'm not big enough and nobody cares. But the last stream that I did, I gave away, or not gave away, but just started handing out mod status to everybody that was in the chat, basically. I can't remember how it started or why, but I just started doing it. And if anybody deserves it, it's the bells, most certainly. So here's your wrench, here's your wrench, here's your wrench. And Mr. John Bell, it's your birthday as well. Shall we sing to you? Yeah, I said earlier you don't want me singing, but I'll sing happy birthday anyway. My wife says I say birthday funny. She said it sounds like I'm saying like birthday without the H. I guess I pronounce it funny. I don't know, but that's what she claims. It almost sounds like bird or birthday. Like my first, like my first name, my actual first name, which is Robert. She says I say it like that, Bert. So, happy birthday to Mr. Bell. I won't sing because I don't want to subject you to the awfulness that is my singing voice. But I can sing a few things well, country songs mostly, because I got the twang, especially if I've been drinking like I have today, then I get that country twang going on. And I can sing some random songs, but you don't want me to sing on stream, especially right now. So, yeah, I hope you have a wonderful birthday. Everything that you do for the Golf Clash community is much appreciated and greatly admired by me and so many others. You two in particular are wonderful, and I cannot thank you enough for everything that you've done for Golf Clash and the community here. It's so appreciated, and every time I see either of you in my streams, it's just an absolute pleasure. All right, let's see if we can make this thorn shot this time. Are we going to be in the fairway even? Yeah, we are. Okay, so last time it was at 421, and I played it as a max plus 10, and it was an under adjustment. But with a tailwind, I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to try and line it up with the wind, so it's basically a perfect proof to where if I hit perfect, it should go in. Oh, you know what? Oh, Beto, you need one too. John? Oh my God, what did I just do? John, you said it's your first time here. Congratulations, you have a wrench too. Everybody gets a wrench today. It's something I don't really think of that often because I really am not big enough in the community to where moderating is even needed. I know when people start getting a little bit more popular, that's kind of when the haters start coming out of the woodwork. I am fortunate enough to, or unfortunate, I guess, to not be big enough to require any kind of moderation. Moderating, rather. Sorry. But somebody was asking me about it last time, and I was like, you know what? I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really given anybody mod status. So... $11.8. Let's call it 7. See how that does. Always a good sign when you're making your adjustment and you say, let's call it whatever. Yeah, not good. That landing position was just not what I was really looking for. Wanted to straighten it out as best I could, but didn't end up working out, so. Yeah, everybody's glad when they meet them, Beto. I mean, they're just absolutely one of the most amazing couples you can ever meet, and to have them as a part of this Golf Clash community really is special. I'm going to turn this into one of Damien's streams. Everybody who goes into Damien's stream, if you're in a 19th hole clan, gets a wrench. I'm just going to start doing that too. Why not? All right. Let's see if we can do this one right. Ooh, it's going to be blind. That's all right. That's okay. We can play this one blind. Hey, PJ, look, I have a ton of Tour 11 content out there. Here's the thing that I tell people though. I put together guides also for the Tour 11 shootouts, but I have to warn people because the apps don't necessarily match up with what I'm doing in my head. So when I say I'm playing this as a plus 35 at a min, I have no idea what that actually equates to if you're using Caddy or GC Notebook. I'm doing it based on, oh my God, every why do you say oops? Just can't get away from these aces. Damn. All right. So, plus 35 and a min, 14-1 is just over a 10, but we'll call it a 10. So that'll be 13 and a half, and we're going to, our landing position's already at the white, so we're already at a 5, 13 and a half. We need 8 and a half more. Come on, angle, turn. Well, play it however our opponent did, not how I did, because that was terrible. Can't do anything right now. Just getting hammered. Left and right. Doesn't matter, though. I'm having a good time. That's what's most important. Yeah, it really is a lot about just kind of making sure that whatever you're doing, it works for you. It's something that I continuously preach. Everybody's got their different style. I talked about it a lot earlier on this stream. Figure out what works best for you. Figure out how to maximize your making yourself comfortable with any given shootout, with any given hole. Make sure you're comfortable with it. Make sure that you're doing things that make sense to you in how you're playing the hole. You can watch streams and watch this all day long, and people say, okay, I'm playing this at a plus 10, plus 20, min, max, whatever it is, play the slider, all that stuff. You don't really know until you get in there and you do it yourself, what it's actually like in any given scenario. I'm on a bad losing streak, but I'm going to go ahead and use some overpower here anyway. All right. Got to break the seal as well, so I will be right back. I'll let that one fly. Okay, opponent's laid up. This one's tricky. It's a pretty big over adjustment. I'm going to add 2, played it at 12. So 7 1/4. A little over that. So use some curl. Hopefully that ends up either on the green or for a nice easy wedge. It's kind of what you're looking for here. Oh my God. Even with the curl and all the left spin. What's this song? David, the one that's on right now or the one before it? Sorry. All I'm doing is streaming a, I can get you the link real quick. Hold on. Let me get that for you. It's a live stream of non-copyrighted rock music, basically, that goes 24/7 on YouTube. Most people play that gaming one that's like the Euro, whatever it's called. I can't stand it. So let me get you the link to this, and I'm not sure what the name of the song that you were talking about was, but you'll be able to go into that live stream and look at this. Nice shot from our opponent. You can go into that live stream there and zoom back and try and see which song it was that you were talking about. Jesus, I can't catch a break. Whoa, 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 whoa. Too much. There we go. Come on, hit perfect. Come on, hit perfect. Yeah! All right. I'll at least get to a shootout here. See what we can do. Yeah, you know, it's kind of just the way it is. When I first started streaming, my account, my YouTube account, it was very new. My actual YouTube account was relatively old, but I just started streaming and I wasn't monetized. I still am not monetized, and I don't plan on ever becoming monetized. I don't have any interest in that. But when I was streaming, I have a couple of different Pandora stations that I would put on in the background, and they weren't getting flagged because of the status of my YouTube account. I'd started my account so many years ago, and I had never really updated it. So the rules that were governing my YouTube account, they kept pressing me and sending me emails saying I needed to update and do this and that with my account. But I basically just kept ignoring it. And then I was trying to figure out ways that I could do other streams. And I ended up going in and changing some settings around. And when I changed those settings around, it ended up doing the automatic update that I was trying to avoid, and immediately had like 100 or some odd. They were claims and not strikes, so not a big deal. But immediately, like, I had 100 plus odd claims show up on my YouTube channel. I was like, all right, well, I'm just gonna stop this. So I started looking around for various ways that I might be able to not stream that same stuff that everybody does, because I need something in the background. But I absolutely could not deal with that anymore. So I searched and found a couple of different non-copyrighted streams that play rock music on YouTube to play in the background, and have not looked back ever since. And I do get questions now about a number of the different songs that are on during it, and I'm playing one of a couple of different live streaming non-copyrighted rock stations that are on YouTube. But I don't pay attention to the names of. If I see the comment when the song's still on, then I can generally look up and see what's playing, but I have no idea. And it doesn't help that my stream generally runs about 30 seconds worth of lag. So at any given time when somebody sees or hears a song that they might be interested in learning more about, I don't necessarily know which song they're talking about. So that's the link to the stream of music that I'm playing right now. So if you go check that one out, you can rewind it to the point where hopefully it shows whatever happens to be playing at the time, the song that you're wanting to learn more about. I'm sorry, I wish I could be more helpful, but I am very technologically illiterate. I stream straight from my phone via an app that basically is one push button that lets me stream because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Let's see. During the last shootout, you say. Okay, let me see if I can find it. If the times line up, then it's a song called "Wasted" by a band called Fallen Within. I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you after this to see if that's the one that you're actually looking for or not. But I just rewound that stream, the music stream that's going on, to see what I think lined up with what was going on during that last shootout, and I think that's the one that you were talking about, but I'm not entirely sure. It's either that one or not. But so PJ, it's a weird thing with the way that it works. There are strikes and there are claims. You can play anything that you want to during a stream. If you're monetized, you can't. That's the thing, is if your channel is monetized, you cannot use any copyrighted music in order to on your stream, basically. So if you're under 1,000 subs and not monetized, you can play pretty much whatever the hell you want. But if you're not playing it directly from whatever streaming app you happen to be using, like OBS. So if you're streaming straight from OBS and you are inputting copyrighted music from, say, iTunes or whatever streaming service you happen to have, or music service you happen to have, and streaming it straight through there, then they pick it up right away and will shut you down. But so all I'm doing with my music is I put it on, cast it through Chromecast, through the TV where I stream, in the room where I stream. So there's no direct correlation. They have to have their algorithm pick out that this is a copyrighted song. But since I'm not streaming it directly from the app that I'm playing, it ends up being what's known as a claim and not a strike. A strike is bad, a claim is not. More details than that, I don't really know because, like I said, I'm technologically illiterate. Ryro in the house. What's going on? So when, like I was saying, whenever I updated my account, like they were trying to get me to do forever, and I clicked on the wrong thing and accidentally did it, immediately their algorithm picked up that I had played copyrighted music basically on every single stream that I'd done since I started streaming, because I would put my Pandora stations on the TV. I would cast them through the TV in the room that I'm doing, and then they would be in the background. So their algorithm then picked up all of these streams. So then I had like basically a couple hundred claims, but they weren't strikes because I'm not monetized. If you're not monetized, then it makes zero difference in the world. You basically can't make money off and include copyrighted music on your streams. That's the gist of it. It's more complicated than that, but that's the general idea. This is a tricky one. I'm going to add 30% at 1-to-1, so 14.3. 10. 4-3. Why is he going so deep? Ugh. It's all gone wrong. I was making fun of Pete for drinking too much last night and starting to play like... I'm trying to refrain from using not safe for work language as much as I can, but it's becoming harder and harder as I get more and more beers in. But this hole is just a pain in my ass. Plus, if I lose, then this guy's about to take 3 out of 3 from me, right? Get the 3 out of 3 sweep. Oh geez. Oh geez. I cannot believe how deep my shot went with 4 backspin with headwind there. All right. 2-6 is unacceptable there, even in that wind. It's all just going downhill. I played my golden shot earlier. All right. Ah! So, hole hunters, clandables, is the family on a grind too? Or am I just getting boognish? More than once. Is it boognish or boognish? I don't know. I keep saying it, but I'm getting sick of these damn Jamil holes. Jamil Dunes nonsense. I just want them to move them the hell out of Tour 11. That's something that I heard a couple different people talking about earlier today, is the lack of rotation in the tours. I understand that you want to keep your hardest tours in the upper echelons, but there has to be some kind of movement. Oh no, I played a Titan, he's playing a Navi. Is he going to time out? Uh-oh. With no adjustment, the good right was where he should have been, I think. I feel bad because I played a Titan. I might hooky slicey a sniper here, depending on what it looks like. Yeah, we'll play hooky slicey games. Because it's fun. All the right spin only. 25 rings. Yeah, could have used a bar top spin that I had originally had on, but I took it off. Oh well. Yeah, and the thing is, when you move them to Tour 11, you have a completely different look for them because suddenly you're on the third tees. So when you're making progress through the tours, there's a couple different jumping off points where you really start to run into issues. There's the transition into Tour 9 where suddenly you're 1-to-1 wins losses with your trophy count. I guess that's a little bit different now with clans being in the mix where you've got the clan bonus can kind of make up for that. But when I was playing Tour 9 and Tour 10 originally, Tour 9 was the one where it was 25 up, 25 down. That was the first one where you had to go, better than 50-50 in a tour to be able to max it, because you had to be playing, however many games above 500 in order to max that tour, because it was 1-to-1 wins losses, whereas every tour up to that point your trophy count for a win was significantly higher than your trophy count for a loss. So you could actually max a tour without being better than 50% in it. So Tour 9 was the first one where that changed. Oh, did not want to be great left there, but luckily I've got the Endbringer 7. It doesn't matter. So there are a number of tours that are incredibly difficult that they really could move there, that would, just based on their placement in third tee, would be, significantly more difficult than having them there. And then, so Tour 10 is the first one after that where, obviously, outside of the clan bonus, you're now at the point where you're actually losing more trophies than you gain from a win. If you lose, you're losing more than when you win. So that's kind of the other point. And then when you get to Tour 11 and you also move back to the third tees, also exponentially increases the difficulty, because now you're playing driver or wood for basically every shootout. There used to be one of the City Park. There was one City Park shootout hole where you used a long iron, and every single other one was either wood or driver. And now that they moved City Park out, there's no more long irons either. So it's all driver wood, and that is a huge difference. Playing a driver in a shootout makes it really hard. So unless you have an upper echelon driver like an APOC 7, a Thor's Hammer 7, even a Thor's Hammer 6 or APOC 6, I guess you could consider upper echelon, or even 5. All of them are considered, I guess, upper echelon. It makes it exponentially harder as you continue to go through. So, but there are a lot of tours that are incredibly difficult that they could potentially work into these tours that would keep the game fresh, that would maneuver some things around and make some changes. Tour 11 generally is the master practice tour. They don't generally move a lot around in Tour 12. They more so recently, but it's usually Paris, Maple Bay, and then the third tour kind of rotates in and out of 11 depending on what's going on. But even that's become stagnant recently, and sometimes you don't even get a chance to practice for a tournament from the third tees because they're not putting a tour in 11 or 12. They've become so stagnant. It's really frustrating. There's a lot of, I'm going into it again, but look, there are a lot of things that could be improved with this game. It's wonderful. It's a wonderful game. We all love it for whatever, a variety of reasons. But there are definitely improvements that could be made. I'm adding 2.4, 2.6, 10.3 here. So the complaints that there's stagnation in tour play, in my view, are completely justified. There are a million different things that they could do to be innovative and to try and help. And I'm not saying this as a slight to anything that Playdemic has done, but it just seems like there are things that they could be doing much better than they are currently doing. How in the hell did that end up so short? Because I adjusted out of the trap. That's why I know why. But there are easy fixes. There are easy fixes that could be made that could make this game significantly better without doing that much to actually change things. It's wild, and they could be made with ease. With ease, they could be made. And it just kind of boggles your mind when they don't make changes that the community is screaming out for and saying these changes are easy and could be made within a handful of days, and they don't do it. It's frustrating, despite the fact that they've made an incredibly popular game that has made themselves significantly rich and has captured, obviously, the interest of all of us because we're all here playing it consistently. I'm hooked. I'm addicted. I'll admit it. But there are definitely improvements that could be made. It's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. All of us love it. All of us appreciate it for various reasons. For whatever happens to be going on, it's an absolutely incredible game. But it could be so much better. That's the crux of the issue. Is it could be so much better. With a handful of tweaks, it could be unbelievable if they would just listen to the community and what we're asking for. How hard would it be to make the ability to sort your balls? That probably sounds a little dirty, but to set up however you want your balls to be set up when you go into play. How difficult would it be to set that up? That's an easy fix. That's an easy fix. Something like that. Something like that we've been clamoring for forever. The whole deal where if you've got a full pack, 9 balls in the thing, 9 balls left of a certain type, to where you come back and you have to go back and search for it again. That's absurd. None of that makes sense. It's these little changes that could make it even better that are consistently ignored. These little things that the community has been clamoring for and have consistently been ignored, that unless they make those changes will eventually lead to the downfall of this game. As much as we all love it, that's the truth. If you're not willing to progress, you're moving backwards. If you're not moving forwards, you're moving backwards. I talked about it earlier with the way that we approach the game in terms of trying to advance and make ourselves better. If we're not moving forward, we're moving backwards. If you're not consistently trying to improve your game, then you're losing ground on the people who are. And Playdemic is no exception to the rule. If they're not trying to progress the game and make it better and listen to the community and the demands that we're making and what we think could make this game better, eventually they're going to fall by the wayside just like everything else. That's all we're saying. That's all we want. Little easy fixes that could easily be implemented. It's not hard. I'm not trying to bitch and moan and complain and take away from this game that we all know and love, but it's just little stuff like that that will eventually lead to, you know, the fire burning over. It's the boiling frog syndrome. You know, you put a frog in a pot of water and it doesn't do anything, and if you sit there and let it boil, then it'll eventually die. You know, and without even putting up a struggle. And PD is not putting up a struggle at this point. They're not doing anything at this point. Should I try and find this funnel? Oh, let's find this funnel. Oh, my word. Poor. Oh, it's in the trees, though. Maybe that means it's going in. Oh, no. You got feedback on the audio? Okay, hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to figure it out because I've had this issue before. Let me turn my mic off and back on and see if that will fix it. I'm just about done anyway, but let me let him finish his. This, oh, I can't. Oh, I can't. I can't turn the mic off. I can't turn the mic off and back on. I don't know what to do. All right, how's it sound? Mic off, back on. Mic off, back on. Is it better? Let me know. How's it sound now? How's it sound now? Any better? Is it any better? Is it still the same? It turns me into a robot. I don't know when that happens. I don't know. Not better. Not better. Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Off and on. Off and on. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. If that doesn't fix it, I don't know what else to do. I just recently thought of that to try and figure it out how to do it. Yeah. Hello, testing. 1 2 testing. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Still bad. That's all right. I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off, I guess. If we're at this bad point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Battery. Looks like it's about third. Oh. Same. Worse? Oh, Jesus.